Senior Fellow at the Menzies Research Centre, Nick Cater, and former Liberal Minister Gary Hargrave. Welcome to you both.
Hi, Shari.
Let's start with this promise to crack down on credit card or debit card, rather, surcharges. So under this plan announced by Labor, from 2026, we'd no longer have to pay a fee when paying with our own money on debit cards, although credit card fees would still apply. Nick Cater, given cash is on the way out, it is really absurd that we still have these fees for using cards.
Yeah. First, Shari, just let me congratulate you on the work you did last week. It was very important. It's what we pay the ABC to do. Unfortunately, we had to get it from you. Great reporting. Look, you're right. I mean, what makes me particularly frustrated about this is that, so many places will not allow you to give cash anymore. I mean, I would much prefer to give cash most of the time and usually try. But you run out of patience with some of the places that refuse to take it. They insist on taking your credit card or your debit card if you're more careful with your money. And I do think that Anthony, I agree with Peter Dutton that this is just a plan for a plan right now. But I think it's something both parties should look at, because it seems to me only fair that you're simply withdrawing money out of your own account in the case for debit card. And it seems completely wrong that you should be charged a surcharge for that.
Yeah, I mean, the plan for a plan. So the Albanese government is committing $2.1 million to the ACCC to investigate this further. I mean, Gary, why not just scrap the fees now? What do you need to investigate?
Yeah, look, I understand the argument, but I've got to tell you, Shari, and I echo Nick's congratulations on terrific work last week. Isn't it great to see an Australian bringing that perspective? But can I just say, the thing about the fee, if it's disclosed, at least you know you're paying it, and your cash might be on the way out. But there are those who aren't happy about that, and it's still ultimately legal tender. And for places to refuse cash seems counterintuitive to me. So if you get rid of the fee and the fee is just buried into the cost, then it's going to be the small business that's going to have to jack up the prices. So we're going to pay it no matter what. So I actually think it's not unreasonable to have a line item on your bill that says "and transaction fee." I get the anger. I paid one today. It's a bit over 1% for some places. Some places it's even more. But I think that this is a disclosure that is, once taken away, is going to be convenient to the banks and the credit card machine people, the tyros and people like that. And it's going to disadvantage small businesses, because people are just going to get angry. The prices are going to go up without explanation. So I think there's a little honesty in knowing that there is a surcharge.
Well, they'd have to scrap the fee.
But just a thought.
They'd have to scrap the fee for the small businesses as well, you'd think. But I want to move on to look at... They'd have to. Let's have a look at the Kamala Harris campaign wheeled out former President Bill Clinton today. This was to help garner support of voters. But then there was a bit of a blunder. It was an event in Georgia, and he suggested that Georgia nursing student Laken Riley's death might not have happened if the illegal immigrant had been properly vetted. So this was seeming to blame the Biden administration. Have a quick look.
You had a case in Georgia not very long ago, didn't you? They made an ad about a young woman who'd been killed by an immigrant. Yeah, well, if they'd all been properly vetted, that probably wouldn't have happened. But if they're all properly vetted and that doesn't happen...
I mean, Nick Cater, this has got to be... Clinton has to know what he's doing. He's a very smart guy. Was this an attack on Kamala Harris's record?
Well, look, it shows two things. First up, one is that the Democrats know that they are being hit very badly by this issue, that American people are really very, very annoyed about these borders being open, and it's a very dangerous situation. The second thing I think it shows is just how shamefaced and unembarrassed Democrats can be, now trying to set themselves up, apparently, and Kamala's being the same as the party of the tough borders. I mean, it's rather like Genghis Khan setting himself up as a man of peace, isn't it? I mean, it's just nuts, but they'll try it. They'll try it because they really, really know this is hurting.
No, indeed.